our next stop. The Cowboys host the Eagles on Sunday, trailing them by 3.5 games in the standings in the East. C.D. Lamb and Dak Prescott talking about the stakes in this matchup against their longtime rival.
We could treat this as if we're in the playoffs, if you want to think of it that way. Win or go home. I feel like that's the situation that we're in.
That's exactly.
And I feel like that's the right mindset that we got to have going into every game.
Like the CD said, it's like a playoff game, and whether it's shot at 0-0 or however you want to think about it, all of these are must win, but we got to take them one at a time. And right now it's Philly, hell of an opponent, great division rival, and no better place to start than right now.
All right, so let's look ahead to this monster game on Sunday that will determine so much, including just how entertained we are by Thanksgiving and everything else with the Cowboys. Bart, you're my resident defensive guru here. So one of two things happened on Monday night. Either this new-look Cowboy defense with the new faces, the players they acquired, the players they got back healthy, is much better, or the Raiders are so bad that we can't take anything from it. Which is it?
Both can be true.
Okay.
You know, and
one absolutely is.
I tell you what, when you talk about securing the interior part of this defensive line, you talk about Quinnen and Kenny Clark, you know, you got interior pressure where guys can't step up. Like, people forget just how dominant a player Quinnen is. Not only is he dominant against the run, but he's a guy that gives you pass rush from the inside. A couple of years ago, he had 12 sacks. He doesn't have anybody next to him. But now that also makes him a plus multiplier. Look at that. Where are you going to step up from? And you talk about on the outside with Clowney, you talk about Fowler as well. This is a recipe for success because now you have an adult behind you manning the coverage and Logan Wilson that can control sideline to sideline, but also get guys lined up and be able to be responsible in the pass game. As Bland can step up and just give you a little bit of defense, then that gives you impact players at every level. And with this offense that the Cowboys have, you're going to be able to pin your ears back and be able to rush the passer.
So that's the flip side of it. The Eagles defense we know is great.
Yep.
And they have held in consecutive weeks Green Bay and Detroit, good offensive teams, to basically nothing. Do Dak and CD and Pickens and them, can they put up points against this Eagles defense?
Oh, yeah, because we know if I'm Dallas, I'm getting into my 3 wide receiver sets, and I'm finding somebody who's not Quinyon Mitchell or Cooper
Adoree
DeJean.
Jackson.
I'm finding them. Yeah, I'm going to continuously hunt that matchup.
Let's be clear what we're talking. We're talking about the Eagles will have a weak spot in their secondary, and the Cowboys might be able to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. They did in week 1. They just didn't catch the football, and it's not really changed. Now, the pass rush with the addition of Jalen Phillips has gone up, but if you're Dallas and you have multiple receivers and a tight end that can continue to create matchup problems, you're just searching that person out, and it's trying to find them and trying to find different ways to get them the football. I asked Hawk yesterday, because here's the thing that Dallas is doing. George on one side, CD on the other. So if you want to take Quinyon and put him over there versus Pickens, God bless you. Cool, I don't need to throw it to him. Now I have CD Lamb opposite him. Is it Cooper? Is it Adoree Jackson? I'm just searching where Adoree Jackson is and continuing to try to find completions that way.
I'm not breaking news here when I tell you that the Dallas offense can score a ton of points, whoever's on defense, and they had a ton of yards against the Eagles in week 1. The issue is going to be with this Eagles team, if the pot is right now like sizzling right now. What if they actually lose this game to Dallas? Everything feels like, okay, there's so much drama, but we win. There's so much strife, but we win. If the Cowboys take care of business and beat the Eagles, like, that's when the dysfunction part starts really building. It's like, okay, it was one thing when we were winning, but now if our defense can't bail us out and Dallas's offense puts all these yards on us, now we're looking in the mirror and saying, now what? We still have half a season left to go.
So I agree with that. They'll be fine, but here's what has to happen for Philly in this game. This game will come down to Philly's offense and Jalen Hurts, okay? Philadelphia philosophically has to say, Jalen, it's your season. Last year it was Saquon's year. Okay, last year they rode Saquon. They have to ride Jalen.
Have you seen any indication in the first 12 weeks of the season that anyone on that Philly offensive coaching staff wants to put the ball in Jalen's hand and say, Jalen, it's your season?
No, but I'm telling you guys right now, Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni, you have to put the ball in Jalen's hands on early downs. This isn't the Saquon-led offense. This is not the same run game that on first down last year you can hand it off and get 7 yards. You have to throw the ball on first down. If Philly wants to win this game, you throw the ball on first down. The Cowboys are going to line up in the same coverage on first down every single play if you're running the same stuff. They have to turn the thought process over to, we are going to be a Jalen Hurts-led offense, not a Saquon-led offense.
See, this is a fascinating conversation, so I turn to my wide receiver, and I say they're probably using the game.
Right there. Well, good evening, good people and Eagle fans. And there's Momo. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Before we get deep into it, don't forget, man, this is the weekend that you might want to get that extra bonus, $20 from Sleeper, and an extra $100 matching. Let's go to the tape. Where's my cursor? There we go.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code JOBU. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Less than 48 hours from now, one of us fan bases are going to be talking a whole lot of shit versus the other one. And the other one's going to be mad as hell. And I can't tell you who it's going to be. A lot of people are picking the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to have to wait and see how that goes. But I'm going to say, before we get into the game and everything else, there's a couple of things that I really want to bring to the table. And I feel like the Cowboys team has been reborn and is still in its infancy. It's got a lot of growing to do right now. We have some great players. Evan just sent you an email possibly about Jobu. I had deja vu, laugh it out. Please let me know if you received it. Shout out to Evan. Evan, I tell you what, I don't usually check my email, but you said it's about Jobu. Let me go to my email, everybody. This is a shout out to Evan, who's over on my other channel with Help Me, Rhonda. What's up, Rhonda? And of course, the lady that is Lady Libra. What's up, Lady Libra? Hey, Mark, it's been a bit, but I've kind of realized that our Cowboys season seems familiar to me, like I've seen this before. Twan, it hit me. Funny enough, it involves Jobu, laugh out loud, Major League. They needed to win every single game from a losing season. I hope it ends that way for us. Just wanted to know what you think about Jobu. Take care. Well, Evan, shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat and the email. I don't know if you guys noticed that I was wearing yesterday, just when, actually during the Dan Salio show, win the effing thing. And literally, maybe that's what we need to do is we do a shirt of the week where we pull off another piece of the thing. In fact, that's I'll talk to Miss Tracy, okay? So we'll see if we can get to 8 wins. 8 wins will get us there. Vinny, Mark, call me later. Lady Libra in the house. Holly Pierce. What's up, Holly? Roland's Review. What's up, Roland? How you doing? Let's see. Jay Smooth's in the house. Alan Williams is here. Momo, sending prayers to you, buddy. I know you had the wake and stuff yesterday, or was that today? Definitely looking out for you, buddy. Appreciate you. Logan Motorsport, Jay Smooth. What's going on? Mean Metal Mike. Let's see. Who else we got? Stacy White. What's going on? Did I get all the ladies? We got Dirty Sanchez. Not just a name, but a lifestyle. And Momo, Stacy White. Thomas Garrett. What's up, Thomas? Philadelphia and all his damn emojis. And I think I got JD. What's up, JD? I think we got everybody here. Here's the thing that I got a problem with. Every time we finally get somebody here that's playing good, they instantly tell us, you can't afford them. Oh, you're going to pay George Pickens and CD? Or they'll say, oh, you're going to sign George Pickens. So immediately they're going to start stories. They got to trade CD Lamb. It's like, can we enjoy something for a minute? I got to tell you, I have to tell you something here because, sometimes things happen and they don't work out. I got 49er fans pissed off at me because I posted a video because apparently Brandon Ayuk, after getting his $120 million contract, 7 games in, got injured and he's not showing up for meetings and things, and they're headed for a divorce. And so the 49ers have decided that they're going to void his guaranteed money going forward for next year, and they're in the process of basically getting rid of him. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! And 49er fans, they're pissed off and lashing out. Well, you'll never be able to sign George Pickens and stuff. Well, okay, I hear what you're saying, but listening to Stephen Jones and crew, they recognize that they need him. Dak is pounding the table and saying we need that guy. Everybody wants to be there. And I came across from the Players Tribune a whole story of George and his mother. And what I'm going to do is I'm not a great reader. I'm really not. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm dyslexic. I rush it and things like that. But I'm going to try and get through that whole thing in a later video. But I do want to get a little piece of George Pickens. And see, this is where you say character matters. Matt Owens posted this, okay? This was in George Pickens' own words. See, George Pickens, of course, everybody said he's a cancer, man. He's a bum and all that. He's a me guy and things. If Mike Tomlin can't work and get it going with you, then you must just be a bad apple and you're never going to be successful anywhere. It was the kind of stuff that you heard. And one other thing I'll put out here, too, is with Dak, people always say that Dak Prescott is not an elite quarterback because he doesn't elevate players. Well, George Pickens right now is on the cusp of having, with the games he's had right now, is closing into the best season he's ever had. He's got more TD catches than he's ever had in his career. He's already number 2 in the NFL in yardage, and he's nowhere near with the amount of catches. He's averaging almost 16 yards a play. Now, does he hang out with his buddy, the twin? Okay. And break curfew? Hey, you know what? I think the whole team need to break curfew then if they're going to play like that. But just listen to this and just bear with me because I know I'm not the best of readers, okay? But I'm 60 years old, and, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Woosah. Now, the media in Pittsburgh, I admit it, I was trolling y'all just a little bit, and I apologize. But I don't have a bad word to say about Pittsburgh. I can call up Coach T right now, and we'd have a real conversation. What I respect about him most is he always told me, keep being you, George. It just wasn't the long-term fit for where my journey was headed, and that's okay. They did right by me. They sent me to the perfect spot in Dallas. What more do you want me to say? There's no drama, bro. No headlines to write. They're doing things their way up there. And I'm down here in Dallas with CD and Dak, what I do best. Everyone wins. I swear, there's a higher power guiding all of this. I was meant to get this fresh start in Dallas. It felt like coming home in a real way, and it's funny because it ties all the way back to where I started. My mom has a picture of me from when I was a kid, and I think it might be her favorite. I had just finished my Pee-wee football game, and I'm knocking out of the back seat of the car. Full pads, helmets on, completely gone. I didn't even have the strength to take it off. I just left everything on the field. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! I just got chills thinking about that and hearing that from him. He's not a bad guy. Not like the media made it out to be. And you're seeing him blossom. And I dare say, in my mind, now, people can still hate and everything else. And I still hear people, just wait. When there's adversity, when CD Lamb comes back, when you lose, well, we've lost. We've been in bad games. We've had bad times. We've had injuries. We're on the outside looking in for the playoff chase. CD was gone. He had to be the man. CD comes back. There was no, selfishness. He's been a team leader in there. Everybody loves him in the locker room. But yet people still are out there trying to still say, just wait, he's a ticking time bomb. The craziest thing to me is last night after watching the game, seeing clips of A.J. Brown and thinking of T.O. The only thing that's missing from the A.J. Brown situation is him doing sit-ups in his driveway. He's threw Saquon under the bus when asked about, has your play stepped back? Well, you might want to ask Saquon on that. He literally, hola, people in Mark Holmes. What's up, Jess? Chris, what's going on? Dirty Sanchez, Sugar, Nick B, Cowboys fans, love Pickens. I don't know what more you want from the guy. And so when we go through here, and that's just one guy, of course, they say, oh, we can't play him. So then I saw an article earlier this week. They said, oh, now, this is before the game, now that you got Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark, you got to trade, the trade rumors now for Osa and Digizua. You do realize that Osa and Quentin Williams were the two highest rated defensive tackles in the NFL this past week, right? Why we got to turn around and trade him? Why we got to try and get rid of people? It's been forever since we've had good ones, and now people are saying we got to trade them? You can't afford them? You want to hear something crazy? Now, time will tell if it was the right thing. But who is not locked up on long-term deals with the Eagles? They locked up Landon Dickerson last year after 3 years. They got his long-term contract. The tackles are all paid, Lane, Johnson, everything else. The way Lane is looking right now, I don't know how many more years he's going to play, but he's getting money until like 2030. Hurts is locked up. They just did an extension for Saquon Barkley, and Saquon kind of looking Zeke-esque right now. He's averaging 3.8 yards a carry. 3.8 yards a carry. He literally looks like Zeke Elliott. Yes, I did, Eagles fans. I said it. He looks like Zeke Elliott, washed. You got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They're still tied up in their contracts, right? Long term. They're going to pay Jordan Davis this year. And on top of all that, here's the craziest part about this. You've heard me bitching about the $4 million that we were paying today for Brandon Cooks, the $8.9 million that we're paying for Michael Gallup in dead money, and the $8.9 million that's going to Zach Martin. I'm sitting here bitching and moaning that we got like $28 million in dead money. The Eagles have no problem signing anybody. And they're sitting here today, right now, on this year's salary cap with $87 million in dead money. So I don't want to hear that the Cowboys can't sign somebody. Because then I saw, the Cowboys, Javonte Williams, he's having a good year. He's going to want to get some money. So they should go ahead and draft, I can't remember the player, in college, which would probably be a first-round draft pick. So we got a guy who's playing really well, that's learned our system. We're automatically saying he's got to go? Javonte Williams? Do we realize that Javonte Williams is like fourth in the NFL in yardage? And he's looking better than Saquon by miles? And he's not having to get like 1 million carries to get there? I'm just kind of like, why is it we're not allowed to have good things? We automatically have to get rid of others. Because here's where we'll find out how many victories we have in the end. The thing that I can at least say is when they got rid of Micah, I said they have to do something with this. It's not a bad move if you decide and say, we can't spend that money on Micah. We're going to have to spend it someplace else. And you do it. Because like when you had Randy Gregory or guys like that, and you said, we can't spend that money, and it was a good thing they did with Randy, but they let those guys, we can't afford to do that, and you let good players go, and you believe in your own guys, and you're bringing in a guy who's an NFL minimum player, and you're like, well, what happened to the money? You got to get somebody who's at least better. At least the Dallas Cowboys are making an effort to get more talent on the field, not just the status quo. I have killed the Dallas Cowboys organization, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and everything else. And before you send me your hate mail and tell me, oh, now you're in love with Jerry. I'm not in love with Jerry and Stephen Jones. I've been beat down for too many years, okay? I'm recognizing that they are at least trying something different. The normal thing the Cowboys would have done is sign Micah Parsons and not have anybody else. And it would be just pointing the finger and saying, well, Micah Parsons failed. That's the typical thing they would have done. But now you look at it and say, okay, they decided we're not paying Micah. We're going to go ahead and we're going to bring back the guys that we deem important. We ended up signing, whether they worked out or not, you don't know, because when the 49ers paid $120 million to Brandon Ayuk, they weren't thinking that a year later they were going to void the contract. They thought it was a good deal and he was going to be there. NFL changes quickly. I'm sure the Eagles 2 years ago when they ended up signing, was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago when they signed A.J. Brown, they weren't looking at him looking kind of washed and being a jackass every week. That's the risk you take. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. But when you look at this right now and say, they at least signed Deron Bland. We'll find out if he's worth the money or not going forward, okay? They at least got Ferguson, and Ferguson is one of the top tight ends in football. And a lot of people, when they sign, are like, Ferg, you're giving him a long-term assist? It was actually a team-friendly deal. They got Tyler Smith, and you hope that Tyler Smith has a long, long career here with the Cowboys. They got him done. And you got Kenny Clark, who is tied up for the next 2 years. You make a trade, and you end up getting Logan Wilson, who I don't know how many years he's going to have, but you know he's going to be here at least next year and probably the year after that, and they're under contract. And you got Quentin Williams, who, mind you, you may want to think about doing another extension on him because here's the key. Certain positions don't have a shelf life. Running back is one of them. Last year, Saquon, I'm old enough to remember when Philly 500 said, I wouldn't be surprised if Saquon got back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons. And I kept saying, bro, running backs that get 2,000 yards, I said, half, Eddie, half the next year. And, of course, he's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Sugar Daddy was Brock Turdy. Mark, to be fair, Dallas defense played against the Raiders. I hear you. I hear you, Logan. But the Cowboys also played against the Cardinals. And they made them look. Here's what you have to say, Logan. This is true. They were only playing against the Raiders. But tell me when they looked like a credible NFL defense. I was out there calling them 11 guys on the field because Russell Wilson got 37 points, bro. Russell Wilson got 37 points on my defense. In fact, I honestly have to say, you Eagles should look at your offense and say there's been problems all along because you scored 24 on the Cowboys defense. That's it. When everybody else, when we're talking about Jordan Love. You see how ass Jordan Love is now? That guy scored 40 points in our defense. 40 points. So, Logan, the fact that you had anybody that didn't look like a Hall of Famer is a marked improvement. And we do have reinforcements, some of which are new, like Savon Ravel, but he actually looked pretty good. I know it was just the Raiders. It's just the Raiders. I get it. And we're still finding a way. But if you think, Logan, that the defense that you played week one is the same, it's improved. And with the offense that we have, with a healthy CD and George Pickens after a night in Vegas, that's going to be some handfuls. And you remember Jay Smooth, I'm in Virginia on my way to Delaware, my hometown. Damn, bro. So you're probably on Interstate 95. Damn. Let me know when you're coming back down through, because if you're coming back through down 95, we can probably hook up and meet up. And I can just give you your piece there. I just hand it to you. Logan, it's a better defense than it was. And you have to at least, I don't understand why Eagle fans feel the need to make sure that you have no joy. You know, the thing that pisses me off, I will give credit where credit's due. I will say congratulations to the Eagles for a win. I will say, I hate the Eagles, but I recognize that they're doing things that are good that I wish my team would do. Philly 500 cannot say anything good, nothing good. I bet you, let's just say hypothetically that the Cowboys go through, and let's say Dak Prescott has 3 TD passes, and the Cowboys find a way to win. I bet you that Philly 500 couldn't say, hey, Dak was a better quarterback on the field yesterday. That Dak, congratulations to the Cowboys, they've improved. I bet you what he'll say is, oh, it's the regular season, so it doesn't really matter. Where's Dak in the playoffs? He's a choker. You watch. And that's the thing. That's what kind of pisses me off. Now, Eagle fans, I realize something, and this is nothing against you. But I've heard people say, we're not the same. And they are 100% right. Okay? And maybe it's because I'm older and things. I realize that I don't have to be an asshole all the time and make people suffer. I would ask Greg, I would ask how it's going to, but it's clearly Philly 500 is at it again. The Eagles are walking on ice. Thin ice. Cowboy fans give more credit to the Birds fans than the Cowboys. Why is that? I don't know. Hit the likes, people. Appreciate that. Dirty Sanchez. Miss Gibson, Kiana. It took me 2 years, but I finally got it right. We got Dashmore. How are you doing, Dashmore? Be fat. Well, I am fat, so I guess I am being fat. Denver just had 10-7 against the team that killed the Cowboys. Stop it. Worry about the Eagles' pressure on Dak and stopping the running game. Well, now here's the thing. Okay. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said worry about the Eagles' pressure. This brings me to one of the keys on this game is Tyler Guyton. Tyler Guyton, who didn't play a lot in college. First round draft pick of the Cowboys, at left tackle after being a right tackle, so he had to switch sides. And part of what I think his problem was, because when I would watch him, he would get killed when guys would go inside, when guys would cross his face, okay? And I kept equating this to, I don't know how many of you actually played football, okay? But if you are a right tackle, your stance is everything, the end, defensive end is on this side. So my punch hand is my right hand. I'm used to facing him, okay? I'm used to looking this direction. Even though I'm lined up here, I'm used to focusing out here. Now I go to the left side, everything's reversed. My stance is a little bit opposite. Now I'm looking at the left side. My punch is now my left hand, and my footwork is opposite. So if you've never played football, Mike McCarthy his example was a little grosser. He was saying, if you wipe your ass with your right hand, try wiping it with your left. I'll say if you're right-handed, try writing with your left and see what it's like, because that's what it's like. And you can see every time somebody went inside of him, It was like his feet would get caught up and he was behind. He's either holding or the guy's getting past him. This year, he gets hurt in training camp, and he misses almost all training camp. He starts week 1 against the Eagles, but he hasn't had training camp. And so you still look at that and say, he's not really in shape and in practice to play. Now, this past week against the Raiders, I know it's just against the Raiders. Well, one of those guys he faced there was Max Crosby. And in that game, 79% of the time, he was one-on-one, okay, pass blocking, one-on-one, and he only gave up 1 pressure and no sacks. That was probably his best game as an NFL pro. And what you may look at this is, this, because you don't really practice the same way as you do play. I still don't understand how you can play football without practicing football. To me, what NFL practice is like is you're driving 55 miles an hour for practice. And then on Sunday, you're riding in a NASCAR race going 200 miles an hour. It's totally different. And this is where I kept saying, when people said, oh, well, it's stupid getting Quentin Williams now and Logan Wilson. It's like, no. This is actually real-time practice. If you don't make the playoffs, this time is valuable, so you hit the ground running in the offseason. You've got guys that are working in there. You're finding out guys' strengths and weaknesses that you get a jump on next year. If you can go on a run and make the playoffs, then great. That's icing on the cake at this point. We started over, people. We started from scratch. We got rid of everybody but our head coach. We brought in a lot of new players, and we can't expect to do all that and say we're going to the Super Bowl. It's not even realistic. I stand by Mark. Yeah, I saw that, James. He called them cows. For Osa Digizua, Sam Williams, and so on. So, yeah, he called us cow. So, yeah, that was kind of cool because he was like Marsha with the northern accent and everything else. What does that spell? It's for Osa Digizua, Quentin, wait a minute. Osa Digizua, Williams, and Kenny Clark. The C is Kenny Clark, the O is Osa, and the W is Williams. So that's what he calls it. It's the cow. He says the cow is going to stop the tush push. Well, the officials could actually stop the tush push if they actually called it right. Yes, I can laugh it out. I played left and right end, and I'm right. And I'm right and left-handed. Now that's not to say that you can't, but see, if you've only had, and I think he had only 13 starting games in college, and they were all on the right side, and now you're going to the NFL on an island on the left side, having only played maybe 1 game as a left tackle. That's a tall task for anybody. Brock Turdy, what are we trying? What are we trying to be that you are a tranny? Okay. I am at the game Sunday. Oh, Stacy White's going to be. Oh, man. I'm at the game on Sunday. My friend had an extra ticket. We will see Dak and the Cowboys can do. Shout out to Stacy. But then we're not going to hear about the great update on the food you're cooking for the game. Oh. Never respect a filthy bird. They will only shit on you. You're right about that. 8 games in college. Oh, maybe it was only 8. But, he didn't have a lot of experience. So maybe he's going to get better as time goes on. Don't start with me, the victim, and block people, Punk Sanchez. Pick somebody else. See, now that's the exact case. That's Brock. Don't you don't. Okay, listen to me. Philly 500 and I talk a lot of trash to each other. I literally wore a middle finger hat. but we're still not assholes to each other. Why do we have to be? I'm trying to bring the temperature down, okay? I'm trying to get toxicity out. There's some out there that want to go ahead and call people, the fan base is, punk bitches and shit like that. Why? Why we got to be like that? Huh? There's something called being a gracious winner. Don't forget the like button. Thank you very much, Lady Libra. Dallas is going to light the Eagles up. I don't know if they will or not. But I look at it and say we've got some momentum. But again, the key is going to be, can Dallas Cowboys run the football and protect Dak? That's the key. Because, you could look at it and say, the Eagles offense isn't great. And if you buy into that it was just the Raiders, well, I don't know. The Raiders, and quite frankly, I know this is going to hurt y'all feelings, but is the Raiders offense that much worse than the Eagles right now?
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Let me do a little exercise. Scoring offense. NFL scoring offense. I'm curious where the two teams sit. Let's see. The number one scoring offense is Indianapolis at 32.1, followed by the Cowboys at 29.6. The Raiders are 30th, which are tied with New Orleans at 15.5. The Eagles are 16th, 23.4. So let's see the teams that are ahead of them in scoring. The 49ers with the cake schedule. We've got Jacksonville with a sorry-ass quarterback. We got Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, who didn't have Lamar Jackson for most of the season. Literally had Cooper Rush starting. You understand that, right? That Cooper Rush started majority of the games this year, and they're scoring more points on average than you do, Eagles, right? Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Chicago, New England, the Rams, Buffalo. Buffalo, my God. Josh Allen got hit by a freight train over and over again last night. They just kept knocking the shit out of him. The Lions, Seattle, then Dallas. Okay. So you're slightly below average on offense. Now, I will give you have played the top teams in the NFL. I will give you that. That's the truth. I watched a short video you put out on the tractor trailer. Oh, my God. Now, I should have. I didn't want to go over there and just watch because I didn't want to get cussed out today because I don't know how they got out. But I went by it the first time. For those who doesn't know what I'm talking about, James Snyder, is there was like a moving truck that was going up this hill, and its tail, the metal, dug into the asphalt and got stuck. So the truck has got the wheels barely on the ground in the back, and they can't go forward, they can't go backwards. So they were trying to take some rocks and stick them under the tires so they can try and back it up. And I was going back past it, and I was like, ooh, I don't know how this is going to end. But I should have stayed to see how it was going to work out. Yeah, Josh Allen. And here's the thing. Here's what's crazy. You remember how everybody was looking at last week? Josh Allen, MVP. He had 6 TDs, 3 passing, 3 rushing. Nobody's ever done that shit before. Josh Allen. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. And then he looked at him last night. Josh who? Josh who? He looked like some ass last night. No TDs, 2 interceptions. Tay Cowboys in the house. What's up, Tay? Cowboys are getting smashed and your boy's soft. Okay. Well, that's what your girlfriend said to you, wasn't it? I said he did it to me, so I'm not just to accuse. That's not my only account for Eagles. Okay. All right. So Brock Turdy is getting upset here. Smash Him Light, says Gina. All right. So we've got the Cowboys emotional Sunday. It'll be emotional because this will be the first game at home. We've got Marshawn Nealon. We've got the NFC East hard knocks that's there. But you can see that Quinnen Williams, who's only been here for 2 weeks, I will say is becoming de facto leader on the defense. He had an incredible game. Casey Stewart, shout out to Casey. Casey with the little baby. How's it? Shh. Don't wake the baby. Shh. Don't wake the baby. Casey Stewart, the little beautiful baby. I want to see the baby. I told you, Mark, that Houston had one of the best defensive lines in football. Cowboys 17-10. Dallas is better than the Eagles. I will hold judgment on that one. We'll see on Sunday. Mark, can we trade Osa so we can keep Kenny Clark? Hold it. Okay, let me. I don't know how many times I got to do this. You don't have to trade either of them. You don't. Osa's deal is actually team friendly. Kenny Clark, listen to me. Kenny Clark's contract is $21 million. We are $45 million in the red right now, which sounds bad. But you know that the salary cap's going to go up about $25 million, right? So that gets you about $20 million below. The Cowboys have $21 million in money that'll roll over. So that alone gets you to zero, okay? That gets you to zero. Does anybody believe that Diggs is going to be part of the Dallas Cowboys going forward? I don't. That right there is $15.5 million. Does anybody think that Terrence Steele is part of the Cowboys plan going forward? It's another $14 million right there. That's $30 million right there. See, the problem of trading Osa and Digazua right now is he's still got $16 million guaranteed money. You're going to have to take that hit for that $16 million. You'd be better off if you flip the trigger on his contract to get some contract relief. See, what the Cowboys do, and they did this immediately when they did Dak's contract, his first one, is they flip the triggers that are built in. It's called restructuring. Some people look and say, oh, well, shoots, the Cowboys, hey, Dak's he's a team guy because he gave money back. No, he's not getting money back. It's just putting the money down the road, just converting it to guaranteed money and making a signing bonus, and it's prorated. They can flip the trigger on Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, and each of them get $10 million more. The Cowboys have enough triggers, and between the rollover money, between the money that they can get saving by cutting three players will give you $37 million. Malik Hooker, Diggs, and Terrence Steele. Those three players give you $37 million. So if you want to keep one of those guys and say, let's get rid of Kenny Clark, okay, you could do that, but that would be stupid. So they can get over $100 million in cap space. You must be working with Jerry. I don't know if you heard, but we got that Jonathan Mingo. He's going to be active this week, and I think Jalen Tolbert's going to be inactive this week. I can't wait to get that Jonathan Mingo out there. He's going to show you how smart we were to trade that 4th-round pick. Now, since we've been talking about the Cowboys here and things, so we got all these Eagle fans here and so on, I want to get a little perspective of what is going on with A.J. Brown. And I have to say, I'm going to go and I'm going to use Dan Salio because he's always using me because I don't know what that show would be without me joining. I'm curious. I really wonder if I wasn't on the show and it was just Philly 500, would they still get the same numbers? I can probably guarantee. Well, no, actually, I can't guarantee that because if the Cowboys won, I know exactly how that show will go. Because Eagle fans are punk ass bitches. They're cockroaches. They won't show up. They won't do the walk of shame. They're fair weather friends. Yeah, but Aubrey's not getting $50 million a year. Okay, that's not that bad. But let's go to the tape here because the playmaker is putting in perspective what it means to be a wide receiver in the NFL.
Even like when we were playing, and you guys would be on the other end, right? And I'll score to the club. Y'all go take over there. Let's go. You know what I mean? We're doing that same thing forever, dude. You know,
Damn.
That's tying it together. That's what we talk about. And then you remember you and I riding around in Miami. That's accountability. Yeah. When I talk to you about, man, what we look like
Love
over
you
here,
too.
we got it on defense. We got it.
Oh yeah.
And I tell you, we got it on offense. We got
actually,
it.
Gina, I have not heard from that.
Yeah.
We looking at each other like, I know what you're talking about. Don't be messing around. Get out of here and get it done now.
2 weeks
That's
since I've heard
accountability. I missed that, dog.
I miss, Mike? You know what I missed? We were on the field at Green Tree. They would be the most competitive and the greatest games I have ever played collegiately in my life were on the game where we were going 9-on-7. We were going inside drill. We were doing scrimmages. And then you got to the game on Saturday. We were both like this. Shit, why are you pulling me out, man? Well, we're up 20. I'm going, I put all that work in during the week. What are you talking about, man? That's how we lived on Green Tree. Championships were made on Green Tree, man.
And I love that because that's why I wore that shirt. Oh, yeah, I wore that shirt. Green Tree made me. Yep. And honest between us, let me tell you. Because, and people, they stole that. The Walmart, they stole it. They put it on shirts talking about get the Michael Irvin
T.J. Brown, the big drama in Philadelphia has been this. By the way, Mike, I'm on Team AJ because when you have the 28th ranked offense in pro football passing wise, and this guy can't get the football,
I'm with you.
First off, do you think he's lost a step, or do you think it's the offense's approach on getting the ball to him? What do you think the problem is with AJ?
Well, there's no doubt he has certainly not lost a step, you know. And you know, you go through these things, D, when you go through offensive coordinators changes and new people come in and try to set a way they want to do things as opposed to the old way. I'm a little shocked by this one, all of it, because let me say this way. Last year, a couple of years ago, when the Cowboys lost to the Green Bay Packers, in that playoff game. Remember that game a couple years ago?
Yep.
Right here. I remember Dak Prescott throwing a slant route to CeeDee Lamb. He was a little bit in front of CeeDee Lamb. You know, they didn't make the play. They didn't make the connection. But then, this was, I don't know, early second quarter, late first quarter. And the whole game, Dak and CD acted like he didn't want to talk to Dak. He was walking around like they wouldn't even get together. I was like, what the hell is this? I said to myself then, there's no way you were that upset if you're CD Lamb at that throw right now this early in the game. I got to give you, that's the first throw. It's too early for me to be that mad at you. That had to be some shit you brought into this game.
Yeah.
You were mad about something else when you came into this game. I watched the other day when Jalen Hurts was given the pregame speech.
Here we go.
A.J. Brown's over in the back, you know, messing around, moving around. He's not even paying attention. And then I go into a game saying, same thing with CD and Dak. There's something going on that you bring it into this game before because you got to, why would you ever, as a wide receiver, why would you ever, I don't give a damn where he's throwing the ball. I'm never getting mad at the quarterback. You're my quarterback. I I need you throwing me the damn ball. I don't care how bad of the throw, where the throw goes. I don't want to mess with you because I don't want you to start questioning, am I going to throw it to you again? You know what I'm saying? So all of these things, absolutely. When you're, like you said, the 28th ranked team in passing, 28th ranked passing team, that's a problem if you're an A.J. Brown. But the reality is, the name of the game is win. I'm with AJ, and we have to figure out why we're the 28th team, but I would tread very lightly in disturbing the wins. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have to be able to deliver your message better than that, because you don't want to get thrown in the frame of the TO in all of these things.
Mike, does this become a story then that AJ's got to be a better teammate?
Listen, everybody needs working over there in this situation. Absolutely. AJ Brown has some culpability here. Absolutely. But so does the coordinator. So does the quarterback. You know, this is one of the best receivers in the National Football League. That's why I'm saying he has to be careful how he plays. So listen, guys, hey, start your stuff. Start everything. And keep putting it around things to make sure the right message get to the players. And listen, I'm happy we win, and that's the most important thing. I'm happy we win. I want to be more involved. So when we come up against the better teams, and we will have a better chance at winning. We can't go where we want to go with the 28th ranked offense passing wise. So listen, that's all I want. That's what I'm telling you. I'm happy because wins are what matter.
He's happy, but wins are what matter. Shout out to Captain Howdy 3. Thank you for the work you put in. You and Philly 500 are great models of good friends rivalry, because without you, this thing literally does not work. Go Birds. And my man Dirty never disappoints. Why are the Eagle fans? Why are these Eagle fans are sensitive like a pregnant woman's nipples?
Oh shit!
I don't know. I don't know. So the reality is we are in a bad spot. Let's speak. I mean, I'm gonna put it real, because we sucked early on in the season, because we waited till the trade deadline to make any of these moves. These things hurt our team, and we're in a hole. We're in a deep hole, and every week from here on out, it's playoffs. We have got to win this game. The Eagles, that's the only thing we should be focused on, is how do we get past these mother humpers and get out healthy so we can live to fight another day. And for Dak Prescott, here is the ultimate opportunity. You have 159 yards, I think it is, and you can break the Dallas Cowboys passing record. Now, you can look at this and say, we passed a lot more than back in Roger Staubach's day. So, I don't know that it's apples to apples. But either way, you've had a career long enough to beat everybody. You have got an incredible record at home in your division. You have been 9-5 against the Eagles. Those numbers, unfortunately, don't mean shit without the hardware to back it up. And here's a chance for you to create a legend where, like when we were 3-5 and came back and won the division when we got Amari Cooper. This is the parallels maybe to that. We don't have Amari Cooper, but we got Quentin Williams. That maybe this team, like that one, can go on a run. And if Dak can lead the Cowboys through the Eagles, Kansas City, Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers, Washington and the Giants, and come out somehow and make the playoffs, you have to finally give him some credit. You have to give him some credit for doing it. Damn. Philly not winning. Goodbye, Logan. Yama, 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 yama. Jobu, I know you want to see the Eagles collapse as much as I do. Send us your magic and make it happen. Help the Cowboys win. I'm going to do everything I can do, but I don't know what I can do. You know what hurts our team? What hurt our team was the loss to the Cardinals and to the Panthers. Yeah, I will say the Cardinals the most. If you had won the Cardinals game, things would look a whole lot different than where they are right now. The Panthers and the Bears, they're both winning. They're both having good seasons. They're both winning records right now. The Cardinals was the one that was really unexcusable. Damn. Jay Smooth, hey, Gina. Jay, you say that when I leave. F them birds. F them birds is right. Holly, shout out to Holly. See you later, Holly. Logan Motorsport, appreciate you, dude. Great stream yesterday. See you. Good luck to your team. Logan. Mike, know him and Troy would be in a boxing match if he wasn't getting the ball. You're right about that. Yeah, he would say, "Give me the damn ball." Yeah, he definitely would. But you know that whole thing with AJ Brown, that's kind of crazy, dirty. I got that Yuma from Bubba Smith in the police. Oh, okay, gotcha, dirty. Shout out to Dirty. Cowboys should be 7-2. I don't know about that one. I'm a homer and all that, but I don't know that it should be 7-2 with the defense the way it was before. I mean, we were pulling people off the streets and stuff. But okay, we have some news here too for you guys. Let me pull this up because I was doing a contest and Miss Tracy has not made the shirts yet. I hope she does before we leave. But So Over It was one of our winners, and she came up with Starsky and Clutch, and North of the Border was Starsky and Clutch, and So Over It was you can get with this, or you can get with this, or you can get with that. And Miss Tracy is working on designing both of those shirts. So North of the Border, I need to know what size shirt you want or you need so we can get it made before I leave tomorrow morning. So that's what I got for you guys today, man. I am excited about the game on Sunday. I'll be back in the man cave. I'll got to let the crew know we'll be there. They want to join us. See if David Wively is available and all that so we can get the eats on and everything else. The D tackles, the double teams. Hey, Mark Holmes, did you know? Oh, I forgot. We got more help. Perion Winfrey is back. So the Cowboys are about as healthy as they've been all season. Savon Rebel's got his first game under his belt after 19 snaps last week. Actually looking pretty good, though, be it against the Raiders. And, of course, Agent Zero was looking pretty good there, too. He'll probably have a little bit more confidence now that he's actually tested the leg and getting a few hits under his belt. So look for the Cowboys defense to get a little bit better, hopefully each week, and unfortunately probably save Matt Everfuss's job, even though Des Bryant is saying, Jerry, get this mother humper out of here. Respectfully, get this mother humper out of here and hire Al Harris.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Which I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing Al Harris here. Lady Lieber, Mark, what's on the menu for Sunday? I haven't figured that one out yet. Definitely some jerk wings and Joe Boo wings. And I would say cheesesteaks, but every time I've made cheesesteaks, the Eagles have won, so I can't do that one. So I'll figure out something different. Something different. Something crazy. Maybe. Heck, I might get crazy and just get a big piece of meat, although I might have to sell a kid, but get a big, roast and say beef is what's for dinner, Alrighty, good people. As always, I appreciate you guys so much for being here, being part of the show. And I'm going to end with this.
Don't worry.
How do you think I'm shitting on you here? I'm not doing that.
No, not you. Not you. Don't worry, Mark. Dak's going to be okay the rest of the season. Okay, they fixed his problems. They got him these new glasses, and these glasses will show the right colored jerseys.
That's not the one I wanted. That's the wrong one. I'm sorry. This is the one I want.
All right? Burp him. Because listen, this guy did like a week worth of videos saying, Eagle fans, stop bothering me. And then today, what does he do? He runs and does a video again about me. Because I didn't talk about Dallas enough. I didn't talk about the Cowboys.
Mad genius there, Philly.
Philly, it's just craziness.
Wait. Love hearing that.
You're telling me I'm a genius? Tell my wife. She don't believe it.
Are you kidding me?
Wait a minute, Philly. Wait a minute.
Listen.
I gotta just give me a second here. I got an emergency. Okay, just bear with me. Okay.
Okay.
He's going to go eat a chicken wing or something.
Hey,
but
wait.
Listen.
Tell me. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man. I mean,
no. But I mean, it's like I told everybody he'll come in with a prop today. I bet he does. See, I told you. I knew it. I called it. Damn, I'm good. That's all right. It's perfect. Here you go. Yes. So here's the thing. He's crying now about Eagle fans complaining about something.
Oh boy! Thank everybody for being here, being part of the show. Thank you for the super chats. Got you guys all in the hopper. For Sundays, we'll do some more drawings and things. As always, shout out to your baby, Casey. He's getting sprinkled on church on Sunday. Definitely bringing us some good luck. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old